Man, the entire Stevens family just is not alright. I can only hope little Avery doesn't inherit any of their psychological and emotional problems. Maybe the kid will take after Mom. I'm Gayfesh, and today we'll be talking For All Mankind, Season 3, Episode 7, Bring It Down. But before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Spoilers ahead. Now that the Russians and Helios have made a new deal, they've moved out of the cramped NASA base and into the sweet, sweet luxury suites. This episode doesn't really focus that much on Happy Valley Base other than to show how they are not living in the lap of luxury. Johnson Space Center isn't doing much better, with Roscosmos moving all their people out to Helios' offices. Since they no longer need to collaborate with NASA, the arrangement to have Sergei working with Margot is over, and he's being rushed back to Moscow right away, before Margot and the DoD can arrange a Black Ops extraction for his family. They keep a brave face for each other, but it's pretty clear that, barring a miracle, she's never going to see him again. Further compounding Margot's issues, Elena is not letting her investigation over the design leaks get a break. She consults with her husband about it, who suggests that she consider it's not someone who worked for her. Also, side note, it looks like she and her husband are separated now. I'm guessing it's over her dad and over not taking the Helios job. I hope they can get things resolved. When Elena approaches Margot with suspicions that it could have been Margot's secretary that passed it on, Margot threatens to bench her if she keeps pressing about it, which is basically Margot putting up a bright flashing neon sign saying, "I did it." I wonder if Elena's gonna go to the DOJ over it. Jimmy teams up with the conspiracy nuts to sneak into JSC and swipe a security badge. It's actually really sad to see Jimmy go down this path because while he's there, everyone is so happy to see him and treats him as family, but he's there to steal from them. Once they've gotten the badge, they use it to steal the statue of Gordo and Tracy. I'm a little fuzzy on how they needed a badge to do this because that statue is right outside the front doors of JSC. Was it an after-hours job where they needed the badge to swipe in the parking lot or something? I will admit, I think the statue itself is in poor taste. It depicts them in their duct-taped spacesuits moments before their death. It's just sad that Jimmy's friends have convinced him that the whole story was a lie. Trouble in DC as Larry perjures himself in a congressional hearing about NASA contracts that they used to ambush him with reports of an affair. It's clear they don't have much information to go on, and the Wilsons call in Karl Rove to run point on fighting the claim from the Democrats. In private, Ellen berates Larry for not being able to keep it in his pants for one presidential term, but Larry admits he's tired of everyone making sacrifices for career, and lets slip that Pam left Ellen so as not to hurt her career. Ellen is blindsided by this and basically immediately goes to Pam's house. I'm glad to see Pam is not gone. I still maintain she's end goals for Madam President. I doubt she's going to win a second term, however, not unless she pulls a Hail Mary and changes parties when she comes out. And even then, it's the 90s, I don't have high hopes. Back on Mars, Kelly learns that Helios and the Soviets are about to start drilling before she's had a chance to finish studying the core sample. The standard techniques have not shown indications of life, but she has some new methods that could provide details. Ed brushes off her concerns and she accuses him of being too cavalier, risking killing off life on another planet. Danny is in full spiral mode. Ed recognizes his pill-popping behavior and grounds him, warning him that another slip-up will have him confined to quarters on the Phoenix for the remainder of the mission. Honestly, Ed, you shouldn't have given him another opportunity to slip up because hoo boy does he. While they are drilling at the site, Danny is supposed to be watching the pressure gauge to make sure the water doesn't evaporate explosively by getting exposed to the thin Martian atmosphere, but he's taken a buttload of pills and just zones out. As a result, Ed and a cosmonaut are injured when the drill basically explodes, and while they try to get them back to base for medical attention, the water pocket explodes, causing a massive rock slide heading straight for the Helios base. At least one cosmonaut is caught in the slide before everyone can get to shelter, and that's one hell of a cliffhanger to leave us on. What do you think is going to happen next? Ed's injured. Will Danny let him die to save his own skin? Are the Wilsons about to be outed? Will Elena turn Margot in? Speculate down below.
I hope there is life on Mars, but I hope it wasn't in that pocket of water.
Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and share the video with your friends. Subscribe to my Patreon to get shouted out in future videos. Check out my Bandcamp for banging tunes, including all the tracks you heard in this video. Follow me on Twitter at GayestFesh, and don't forget to check out my podcast, The Rest of Both Worlds, where I go through Star Trek The Next Generation with a friend who's never seen it. Thank you to all my patrons, with a special shout out to Piftle Cakes and Renee Vorbeck. Your support is greatly appreciated. See you all in the next video.